Okay. Can we hear me now? Can we hear me now? I'm waiting to see if Okay, somebody said yay. I think I think that means we're good, right? That means we're good. Okay. Gosh, I had to like go into some weird like specific settings on my computer and go into like the sound system microphone setting, and it was somehow muted there even though like I know there's a mute button back here, wasn't working. I don't know how it didn't work. But of course, it was the one day that literally Elliott was sleeping on me because like we're changing from one or two naps to one. That's why we're doing this about an hour early, or I guess, it's been 15 minutes already, but like earlier than normal because we're trying to transition to that nap. So we got down for a nap at 1 instead of like an early one and a late one. But she has had a cold recently, which is what I was trying to say when Shay was saying she wasn't feeling so great. I was like, oh yeah, my kids have had like stuffy noses. And so she had a really long nap today and slept right up until I had to get on here. And so, of course, the one time I didn't have enough time to like double check everything is when we have weird mic problems that I don't even know how they started. Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Reading Sprints. Finally, although I might not be reading, I might actually be editing a video for Thursday because, as I said, nap times and transitions, it's all been a little crazy and I haven't had a chance to get that stuff done yet. But let me know what you guys are reading. I think I'm technically still in the middle of, excuse me, You Should See Me in a Crown by Leah Johnson. I'm doing that on audio, and so I've mostly been doing it like on drives and stuff, and I'm getting really close to the end. So if I have a chance, I'll probably continue that as well. Um, but yeah, I'm probably, yeah, see Elliott's also, you guys can probably hear her. A little bit cranky. She already had a bottle and stuff, so she'll be good. We're just at that mix of, changing naps, a little bit of a cold, just, fun. Yes, the joys of technology. Yeah, I don't even know how that happened because I know this headset has like a mute button, but no matter how many times I tried to change it, try to change the stuff on my computer, restarted my computer, nothing was doing it. We had to like literally get into the nitty-gritty of the like settings to find that, which is just, fun. Hello, hello. Oh, reading schedule currently awake at 2 a.m. Well, thank you for joining us. Yeah, I know time zone stuff can be crazy sometimes. Well, I'm glad you're here, even if it is 2 a.m. Listening to Black Talon by Andy Peliquin. I have not heard of that one. That's another thing I'm missing is my like list of things to check out, which I always have so many of when we're done with reading sprints. We have a lot of comments about we can't hear you. Yeah, I know. It's just technology. Okay. Oop, more stuff. Okay. Currently reading Go For It Again Nakamura. I don't think I know that one either, but I know you like manga, and so based on the title, I could very much assume that that's probably what it is. So that's good. Let me know how you enjoy it. Reading Song of Achilles. I read that one forever ago, it feels like. Really, really enjoyed it. 5 out of 5 stars. I also did know the whole backstory of the Iliad going into it, so I don't know how much previous knowledge you have or not going in, but I really liked that as a retelling. Reading Human Born, one of the Spiffbo books this year. Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Yay, and the Lives of Puppets for book club. Most of us have probably not started reading that yet. I know I have not because I've been really behind this month, but I will be very excited to see how you like that or not. The Future of Another Timeline. Another one that I haven't heard of yet, but again, let me know how you're liking it. I also can't tell based on the title of that one what genre that might be in. Prompts for readathons done. Queer lit readathon and adventureathon. That's always a good thing. I'm not doing any readathons this month because it just ended up being too crazy. Elliott's first birthday is at the end of the month, and so I'm also like party planning everything. So I'm behind on my TBR this month. Follow up for Go For It Nakamura. Yeah, I don't think I've heard those ones, or at least it's not ringing a bell. I will definitely have to check. Prince and the Dressmaker first. Oh, okay. I've heard good things about that one. Have not read it though. Yes, we finally figured it out. It was my husband actually had to come and like help me get through the like settings tabs from like the volume stuff to the microphone and like figured out that like some weird scale thing also had a mute thing on there that was checked for some reason, even though I don't remember doing it. So shout out to him being able to watch the kids and also help me with my mic. Time travel sci-fi. Okay, that does make sense. Future of another timeline, time travel sci-fi. That definitely makes sense. Okay, well, if everybody is ready, we will start some sprints then because we are a little bit behind. Um, but let's go for like 30-minute sprints to start off with, especially since I have to upload footage from my camera into the computer to actually do all that kind of stuff. Um, so let's say read until, let's say 52, because I know my time is going to end up switching by the time I like get this set up for everybody. So let's do that. We'll read for half an hour or do whatever you need to do. I would love to be reading right now, but I'm going to edit. So, yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we have reached 52. I feel like I've gotten barely any editing done. I know I haven't. It's just that I've barely gotten through like the introduction of my TBR game for this next month. So it just feels like I didn't get much done. We're getting into it. It'll be hopefully quicker as we go, but like the introduction was a little bit long this time. Okay, so stuff that we missed because I was like, let's do reading sprints. Postpone the India Accords because they really want to fully participate in the Choose Your Own Adventure, and then the IFA Summer Reading Challenge started today. Team captain. I actually don't know if I know what the IFA Summer Reading Challenge is, but it's so cool that you're a captain. And then for anybody that somehow missed it, the Choose Your Own Adventure Readathon is the one that I do. And this will be the second round coming up middle to the end of July. So July 17th through July 30th, which I'm very excited about. And that's part of the reason my introduction to my TBR game was quite long this time, is because I was explaining how I was trying to pick books that I would only for sure have to read at the beginning of the month, because the Choose Your Own Adventure Readathon, you don't get your prompts until you're doing it because of how it works. And so I want to try and mood read as much as possible. So I am still excited for the India Accords. And whenever you decide to do that, count me in because like I love it every year, but that totally makes sense. Reading The Boyfriend, which is an extreme horror, and then The Neighbors, What the Neighbors Saw, which is a thriller, and then I Think Our Son is Gay. I've not read any of those, but I've heard really good things about the I Think Our Son is Gay. So, depending on what you choose to read, you'll have to let us know. I feel this. I definitely feel this. I think I posted an Instagram story recently that I think you replied to, but literally every single time I picked up my book, I think this was last week, mostly like the end of last week. Every single time I picked up my book, I would get 2 pages in before I had to set it down and do something for the kids. Every single time I decided I was going to read, I think I got 2 pages into like 3 different books, because then each time I would be like, oh, did I actually want to continue that? Because I didn't get very far in. I picked a different book every single time. Yeah, 100%. Changed your mind from Human Born to Between Land and Sea, a Little Mermaid retelling. I've heard of the Between Land and Sea. I'll be curious to see what you think, because I know you've read a lot of different Disney retelling things. 9% into Song of Achilles. Okay. That one I feel like, from what I remember, is a little of a slow start, but like I really, really enjoyed how that was written. Read 14 pages. Nice. 3% of the ebook and finished volume 1 of the graphic novel. Great. That's awesome. I mean, hey, hit me up. I really loved the first time that we did it, and I know like last year was ridiculously crazy because I was pregnant and then had a baby and everything, but if you need a captain, I will do it. I will. Oh, good. Good. That's always a good thing. I'm glad it was cute. That's what I've heard. I've heard it's good that way. I haven't picked it up yet because I'm just, so many things to read, so little time, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, just getting that TBR game edited. I feel like that's all I'm going to be able to do before it's actually dinner time tonight. Yay, soulmate equation. Yeah, I really, really want to get into the second one, the true love experiment. Um, but I guess spoiler for my TBR game, because I assumed we were doing the India chords in July. All the books that I picked are indie. Not that it matters, because like I love indie books anyway, and I've been slacking a little bit in picking them recently. So I'm still gonna just try and do as many indie books as possible this month, and then whenever we do actually get to the indie accords, I'll do more. But I absolutely loved the Soulmate Equation. That was one of my top books the year that I read it. So yay! Oh, good. I can't remember if you've said that you've read a TJ Klune or not before, and I'm very excited to get into that one, because I absolutely love basically everything that I've ever read from him. There was one, I think it's The Extraordinaries, that's a YA one that I think I only gave 4 stars instead of 5, but I loved Wolf Song, House in the Cerulean Sea, and Under the Whispering Door, like, all of those were 5 stars for me, so I'm trying not to have too high of expectations, but I love everything basically that he's done, and they all have different vibes, so I'm very curious about that one, which is part of the reason it's our book club pick. The library left the library with 2 books and 4 graphic novels. Ooh, yes. I really love Junji Ito in general, and I feel like some people that start off with other Junji Ito cat diaries is a little interesting, but I love how he weaves in just like normal cat things with his very traditional, or not traditional, like very unique. Like it's his horror style. Like I love that. I have that one too. It's really great. Thinking about starting a booktube channel. Anyone have any tips? So obviously, if anybody else has tips, definitely leave them here. Um, Personally, for me, and I will say I've been on booktube for, I think it's going to be 6 years in December, and I was a very slow starter. Make sure that you're doing the stuff that you like, that you want to do, that you want to watch, because some people get like super amounts of subscribers like really really quickly, and if you that doesn't happen for you and that's something that you were doing it for, it might be a little disappointing, but as long as you're doing exactly what you would want to watch, reading the things that you want. I'm sure you can hear Elliott playing her little baby piano. It's very cute but very loud. No, she can. She's probably good. If you're doing what you want and reading what you want and not trying to pretend to be somebody else, first of all, it'll be more fun for you. But also, I feel like that's how I've met more people that I actually really like and like have become friends with some people. So that's like the biggest thing, which is basically that, but in less words than what I said. And then this was the other thing that I was going to mention in general. So for YouTube specifically, you want to make sure you're consistent. I don't know about the necessarily minimum of 2 months in advance, but if you can do that, great. My schedule literally is like at least now because of the kids, filming on the weekends, and then I try to edit a couple days at least in advance so that I can schedule my videos. When you schedule them, YouTube really likes that. YouTube likes you to be consistent. So even if you're literally only doing like one video a week or whatever you want to do, you just have to be consistent. So like my videos are always Tuesdays and Thursdays right now at 8 a.m. Arizona time, because then YouTube knows like when to promote your videos. So as long as you do what you want to do, you'll find people that like what you like and like you for you. Like your personality is going to shine that way. So just do what you want to do first, and then being consistent, even if it's not a ton, that's something that's very, very good. Hello, more people. Hello, hello. Yes, I absolutely love TBR games. This is one of those things. I'm also just very particular about certain things. Like I remember TBR games coming out and absolutely wanting to do them like so much. But like I knew what TBR game I wanted to do in like July or August of when did I started in 2021. So 2020. Like I knew what I wanted to do, but me being me was like, "No, I can't do that until January." So I saved it. I probably could have started whenever, but like I saved it because that was me. First TJ Klune. Good. I'm very excited that he's living up to the hype so far cuz he's one of my favorites with like character development specifically. Like his books always have plots, but the way the characters create relationships, not even just like romantic relationships, any relationships is like my favorite. Record in advance. What's that? Yeah, I mean, depending on life, that's what happens. But I at least try to record my couple videos semi in advance and in advance enough that I can do that editing a little easier with kids. The above is for when you start. I mean, good things. Yeah, thanks. You're welcome. If you do have any other questions, everybody that I know, especially a lot of people that are here that actually have channels, like Nikki has a channel and Lana is the one over here at India Chords right now. Um, you can always ask questions. Everybody's like super, super nice. To I always want to say TBR Inco when hear you or like see that on your stuff, but I know you call it like Tabrinco, which I think is hilarious. I love that you brought that one back recently because you needed to do something and it was fun. Yeah, TBR games are always my like top ones watched. And I think it's just because they are so fun to do. And so those are the ones that I love. Presley always asks for them. Whenever I say I'm going to film a video, he knows he gets to help me with those. And so he's always asking if we're going to be throwing the ball to play with it. And half the time I have to be like, no, it's a different video this time. I'm doing something else. But those ones they're always so fun. Can't TBR. Honestly, you soon just can't anymore. Well, congratulations on your book goal. That's amazing. I'm a little bit ahead of my book goal, which I think, can we? You can't really see where I was this time, but I got one of these things recently for the background of my videos, and so it was in the background most recently. And it's actually not in the background of my TBR video, but it's from like the fandom decor shop on Instagram. I'll have to remember to like link stuff down in the description. Um, but as soon as they had that on sale, I was like in my cart because I just think it's a cute thing to like potentially have in all my little videos. And I love TBRs. Sometimes I stick to them. Sometimes I go completely off the rails. Like I've read 2 out of 6 books for June so far. We're at the 20th. You know, it happens. Really bad follow through. Yeah, that's part of the reason when I was doing the updated TBR for this year that I don't have like a punishment because I know still with 2 kids where one is under 1, like she's not 1 yet, it was just going to be really crazy. And like my TBR, I love TBRs. Like when I do readathon TBRs, I almost always stick to them. But the month long ones, even before I had kids, hit or miss, you know? So I didn't want to punish myself for that. So now it's more like if I finish my TBR for the month, I get to buy an extra book. And then there's me who just constantly buys books anyway without thinking about, hey, I was supposed to do this like thing, you know. It happens. Oh, that's adorable. Yeah, Presley loves a lot of the videos where kids are in it. So I know like Nikki has had somebody show up, I think like once recently. And Presley was like, "Oh my gosh!" Like he loves that, so that makes sense. Wants to come on and do a book rec video for the books he has. That's adorable. I had my sister. So my sister lives with us now. She's 13 now, but near the beginning of my channel, I actually had her come on and like do a video, and we've played a couple games before because she just has so much fun doing it. Mm. Got your TBR done, which is great. But yeah, now you're just sort of like, what do I do with it? Is it because you had like a really, really good one? And so now you're just sort of like in a little bit of a slump, or like you just want to read everything? Because that's what I do sometimes. Sometimes I'm not actually in a slump. I just want to read everything at once, and then my brain can't pick a specific book. Yeah, I think you should. As long as that's something that he wants to do, like, I think it'd be adorable. Okay. I think we're going to start another reading sprint so I can also go put dinner in the oven. So let's do another 30 minutes. Does that sound pretty good? Read until I need to figure out those like timers that everybody has on their reading sprints. I definitely am just like old school. Let's just do yeah, okay. So we'll read until I'll say 37, just in case we need a little extra time. Let's do that. Okay, so we have hit that 30-minute mark. How did everyone do? If you would like to share, I got, I think I'm officially more than halfway done with my editing now, which I think just shows you how long some videos take to edit. At least this one for me is one of my longer ones. Some of them, like, I guess the more like stream of consciousness ones that I'm not having to input any sort of graphics, don't always seem like they take that long. So like my readathon announcement one was like a less than 10-minute video that I ended up putting up. Only a little bit more probably was filmed. Like I filmed less than 20 minutes of that. And so that was a very easy video to edit, very quick to edit. This one not so much, but we're getting there, and it goes up on Thursday, so I'm probably gonna have more time to edit tomorrow. That is really good. 12 books so far, and it's only the 20th. Nice. And then he broke down and picked up the soulmate equation. I mean, this was one of those books that when I first read it, I mean, I absolutely loved it. Like the year that I think it was the year that this one came out, I read it, loved it. Like one of my favorite books of the year, but I also ended up um reading it with only a couple days, like a day or two. And it is a romance, so I do feel like I read those quite quickly. But especially now with kids, like if I can say I read something and didn't want to put it down and I like sped through it, that's usually a very good sign for me at least. Yay, 20 pages. That's really good. Started a physical book. Husband took the toddler and the dog. A dawdler. That's what I was going to say. Ooh, okay. So I've heard of Heart Haunt Havoc by Freydis Moon, and like I love the cover. Read 30 pages so far. That's great. Yeah, this is one of those ones that like I don't currently have. I think so what I've been doing is I haven't been like going to the library recently because over COVID they shut down my branch of the library that's like right over here. And I think it might be open now, but I have Libby on my phone. And so I've been specifically tagging things with like I have like a little tag shelf thing on there for anything that I'm like even slightly interested in that I see on there. So eventually I can potentially get that. And this is one of those ones that I keep seeing stuff on Instagram for, and I'm very curious. Yay, 14% into Song of Achilles. That's great. So yeah, no, that's good stuff. I'm glad everybody's getting some reading done, even though I can't. Like I've been really, really wanting to, but not only am I, having to edit currently, I'm doing party planning for Elliott's birthday party, which I have said was coming up recently. So for that, I've been crocheting blueberries because she is having a berry first birthday party. So it's like strawberry, blueberry, mixed berry themed. And so one of the things that I'm going to put in, I got these like little, like the cardboard carton berry things for party favors, is little crocheted blueberries. So let me grab one because like they're really, really adorable. This is a pattern that was free on YouTube, and it like showed you how to do everything. But so I've been trying to crochet some of these recently, and I'm getting much better at it. So the last couple that I did yesterday only took me like 26 minutes per blueberry. So it's not bad, but I'm not at the point where I have gotten the pattern down enough to listen to an audiobook. I'm still counting stitches as I go. So that's one of my issues currently. Um, so I've also been doing that instead of reading. Although I would like to be able to do both. Has warnings in the front. Goodreads said it was horror, tagged romance. Yeah, I've heard it has really good rep. And I love when authors have some sort of warning in the front. I don't always personally read them, but I love when they have them, which is always good. And you can't you can't trust Goodreads necessarily, because I have a book that I absolutely love over here that I actually read for the first India Chords back in what 2021 was like my first book that I read. Absolutely loved it. Like this is one of my favorite books. Has so much different representation in here, and it's like it gets a little bit gory and stuff at some points. It's sirens and pirates and all this kind of stuff. And it's one of its first tags on Goodreads is romance. The thing is, the 2 people that would potentially be the romance in here, one is the siren who is non-binary, and not to say that they have to, um, have a sexuality any sort of way, and I can't remember if they actually went into it that way or not, but the other character is literally, like, asexual and I think aromantic as well, and so, like, it's not a romance, it's a found family, it's very, very good, but I've had that happen on Goodreads a couple times where it's just, like, literally the tags are wrong. People are tagging it a certain way, and that's not what it is. Can't couldn't find a library near me that had Libby. Oh, at least you got somebody to help you. I know you said that you're in an area that was, like, just not very good for that kinda stuff. I have the Phoenix Library as, like, my main library. We have, like, other ones in Arizona too, but, like, that's the most branches, like, the biggest system, and they have a pretty good amount of stuff, but I can't even imagine some of these other places that, like, you can't get as much stuff or hardly anything if you can't get into, like some libraries, just like you said, don't have Libby. Hunting in the pantry to find food. I mean, food is always important. Like I said, our dinner is in the oven right now. It's actually going to be done soon. So we actually might have been our last reading sprint because the kids are getting hungry. Right? They're very, very cute. I had some, strawberry ones that I found that I also thought were cute, but the strawberries, you actually have to, like, make the strawberry and then the green part and then the seeds, and I'm a strictly, like, easy patterns person right now, and so the blueberry one, as long as you can do a single crochet in a round, which usually isn't too hard, and then increase, decrease, that's basically all you need, and you can do a whole blueberry. Like, it's one of the easiest things I've found, and they're adorable. I know, I wish more of you guys lived near me. I don't think anybody on here actually does. Like, we would have meetups, and we would just do cute book things. I'll start a crochet club too, like, it'd be great. That's actually a good idea. I don't have enough friends for that, but I have a good enough library system that, like, I'm okay with what I have for now. But I've heard of people sharing library cards, and I think one person that I know on BookTube has mentioned that they have like 4 or 5 different cards that they share with like friends and family, and they all just sort of use different ones. Hey, Tucson's not too bad. Just a couple hours away. But yeah, I think yeah, the oven is gonna go off soon. So I guess we're gonna have to probably wrap this up, which is just, yeah. Well, and like Lana is in Australia. Nikki's across the country. Oh, look, there's Mel. Yeah, just it's I love the way BookTube does allow people to find people that we connect with in such like crazy like distances, because literally I'm in Arizona and like Lana is in Australia, and that's one of the like longest time zone differences, at least we'll say. And it's just so cool that we're able to do that. Um, but but yeah, it's not as good for like wanting to meet up in person. Yeah, only because I made it a little earlier. Elliott's currently trying to figure out going from 2 naps to 1. So, she actually did really good today. Like, I was mostly worried that she was going to want to go to bed really early tonight because she's been teething and she's had a cold, and she's switching from 2 naps to 1. So, recently she's been trying to figure out the moving back her schedule to 1 nap instead of 2, but then her 1 nap wasn't the best, so she was really, really tired. She had an almost 3-hour nap today, and I almost missed sprints, and then my microphone wasn't working. But that's part of the reason. I'm probably going to move them back to 5 p.m. once we figure it out, or like 5 p.m. my time. We'll see. It really is. I'm just trying to figure out stuff around her schedule. So currently I always do sprints on Tuesdays, but not every Tuesday. It's currently every third Tuesday of the month. And on those days, I don't post a normal video because then it's just a lot of crazy, crazy stuff. So the next sprint that we would be doing, 1, 2, 3, would be July 18th. And actually, that's part of the reason I made my readathon July 17th through the 30th, so that we could do some sprints during the readathon as sort of like a kickoff. But like I do sprints on Tuesdays, so we'll start on a Monday, and we'll do sprints then too. Oh, nice. More Canada people. Yeah, I love that we can get like do book stuff from so far away. Yeah, it's so crazy. Presley is almost 4, and he transitioned to no nap um 6 months ago, something like that. Like he just decided he was done. However, every so often he'll get super, super cranky and just come up to me and be like, I need a nap. And then usually he does. He takes a nap. Those are hard days though sometimes. Maine. Yeah, it can be. It was everything at once with her. It was like trying to go from 2 naps to 1, which also led to a sleep regression because of that, and then she was teething molars too, not even just like the little baby teeth, molar teeth. And then she got a cold, and so, yeah, literally everything hit at once. Oh, yay! I would love that. I mean, I've mentioned this with some of the people that are in my book club and stuff. If you guys are on BookTube and if anybody ever wants to like join me on camera, let me know. We can always do that too. Maybe I'll put out a little call for this next one coming up anyway, because of the fact that it's going to be for the readathon specifically. So that'll be Tuesday, July 18th at, and if people want to join me, we can decide, but it'll either be 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, which I think is also Pacific time right now. We're on the same time zone as California currently. I'm Arizona, so we never change our daylight savings. Like we just don't do daylight savings. So I'm always like, what other person are we with? Like we're always Mountain Standard Time, but we're currently at the same time zone as Pacific right now. So it's fun. It's fun to figure out. That's really cool. I'm I've mentioned before on my channel that I'm doing a Stephen King project. The thing is, I've been really not doing it recently. Like I've sort of not read some of his books for like 2 or 3 months now. And it's just because some of the books are really, really, really good. Like I've read some like 4, 4.5 stars, and then other ones are like the worst books I've ever read. And I'm just like, how? So I'm just at that point. But that's really cool. I like that. Yeah. She's doing much better now. I think the molar that she was teething finally popped through. Although the other side looks a little bit inflamed too. We'll see about that one, but everything hit at once. I hopefully answered that question, right? Tuesday, July 18th will be the next reading sprints for the like sort of kickoff of the Choose Your Own Adventure readathon, which will be July 17th through the 30th, 2 weeks. Which is completely understandable. That happens. I know I've had people join me before and vice versa. Like my first reading sprint joining thing was on somebody else's channel because sometimes it feels like a little less pressure that way than like doing it by yourself. But it always just depends. Oh, that's true. That's true. You guys, yeah. Um, it'll be Wednesday for you, Tuesday for me, Wednesday for you. I mean, if you wanna try, we can always try that, and if there's kids running around in the background, I mean, it's fine. I don't know if you guys can hear mine or not, but they're over here, and during one of the sprints, Presley fell off the couch and had to come get cuddles and stuff, so he's fine. He just, fell off a little bit. Oh, school holidays. Somebody's whining over there. Okay. Yeah, it's very like some of the books have been amazing, and then some of them are the worst things I've read, and I'm just like the last one I ended on was one of the worst things I had ever read. And so, yeah, except for the fact that I'm doing this project, I should have DNF'd like 3 of his books this year so far. I didn't. That's probably why. Yeah. Yeah, I've heard some of the more recent ones are really good. It really depends. The Stand was one of those ones that I liked the very beginning. Like, I liked a lot of what was going on, and I guess, like, the first act, and then as soon as it got to the second act, it went straight downhill, and I hated it. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those things where I've gotten way more comfortable, but the first time I was ever on sprints was on somebody else's channel because it just feels very anxiety inducing to me. But now it's okay. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. See? We all have kids on my channel. I feel like a lot of the people that I've made friends with either have kids or love kids, and so that's just how it is. But yeah, they're getting whiny with daddy over there. My oven is about to go off, so I guess we are gonna say that we're done for now. Yeah. Oh, and I didn't even try it on audio. I tried some other ones on audio. I'm really not the biggest audio person. Like, I have to really be in the mood for it. But yeah, no. I don't know how to do that either. I need to figure that out, but I almost feel like if I was going to figure that out, I need to try it before we go into the next sprints. So I'm very old school. I just make a comment and put it on the screen because that's how I used to see other people do it. And now everything's like StreamYard is the thing that I use for this. They've updated a ton of stuff since I even started my YouTube channel or even started doing sprints semi recently. So there's a whole bunch of like cool things that I have no idea what they do. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can also see the comments and stuff afterwards if needed, but yes, thank you everyone so much. Like I said, we will do more reading sprints next month. I will let anybody like I'll put a comment or something on Instagram or maybe introduce more things like a community tab or something where people can let me know if they ever want to join a sprint. But especially for next month, if you want to, we're going to be doing the choose your own adventure readathon stuff. So that'll be really cool. Yes, good night or good day to everyone. So thank you all for coming. I had a lot of fun even though I didn't read, but thank you.